Good afternoon, it's Jim in beautiful Beaverton, Oregon. Well, today is the dead of winter, right pretty much in the middle. It's been quite cold. A week ago it was maybe 19 degrees. Today it is typical 45-degree Beaverton winter weather, which I love compared to a lot of stuff that's going on. So anyhow, today I thought I would talk a little bit about expectations for your greenhouse, and then go into some tips for trying to keep it warmer in the wintertime. So first of all, the first year or two I did this, I tried to keep it too warm in here because I just felt I had to grow something just to prove I could do it. Well, you can do it, but it doesn't turn out very good. So my preference is just to grow a little bit of whatever you got going. There's some bok choy here and just herbs and things this time of year, and then get ready for the early spring. In another month or so, we'll start planting. So we're just kind of in hold here, but that doesn't mean you can't enjoy your greenhouse. You can come out here on a day like today and you warm it up, and it just feels wonderful. And if it's snowing outside, you can see the snow coming over. So plus you get a chance to figure out where you're going to put things and how you're going to plant in the following spring, which is coming. So anyhow, the 6 tips to how to keep this place warmer in the wintertime. Tip number 1. When you're building a greenhouse, or if you've got a greenhouse, anything you can do to add insulation to the wall. So in between here and the outer wall, we have foam insulation. If you didn't have that, you can add insulation at a later date, but anywhere you insulate is hugely beneficial. The places where you lose all of your heat are through the roofs that I do not insulate, right there. That's where 90% of it goes. So I'm working on that a little bit, by the way. So that's number 1 is insulate everything you can insulate. Number 2, the windows themselves is kind of connected. You can insulate them too, even if they're not storm windows. This is a piece of polycarbonate that we had cut like these here. We just add that right on there. We have those screws with holders for holding down tar paper. And bingo, you got it may not be perfect, but it's probably 95%. So all of our windows and are insulated, at least to some extent. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is, if you have a greenhouse, run an aquaponic system if you can, because we have right here, in total, there's 600 gallons of water. And that water, right now, is sitting at about 47 degrees. So if the temperature in here goes below 47 degrees, that water is going to start heating. So at night, when it gets cold, the water is heating. In the daytime, when it gets warmer, right now, this water temperature is rising. So it's a buffer, basically, and it holds your temperature pretty well at night. And the more water you got, the better. Next thing up, an oldie but a goodie. This is an oil-filled lantern, imported German Furheim lantern, one of the best there is. This lantern's got hundreds of hours on it. We're burning liquid paraffin. It'll burn on a low setting around 24 hours before it will go out. I use these at night. I like to keep them in a pot or something, not because it helps anywhere, but just to hold, the more heat you can hold down, the better. In the winter time, typically around here, I might use 2 or 3, depending on how cold it's going to get. I wouldn't have to use any tonight because it's not going to get below 40 degrees. But if it did, I would be doing that. Anyhow, these, I use them a lot. I don't use them in the daytime because it's cheaper to go with item number 2, or 3 or 4, whatever it was. Is a candle holder. By the way, they make a perfect coffee cup holder. This is a candle setup. We have metal on metal with ceramic over it, making sure there's nothing overhead. You have to be super careful with this and these, that you're not somewhere where there's something flammable over you, or there are people or stuff. It's up to you to make sure these things are safe. They are inherently dangerous. But this will keep it warm for 4 hours, and it costs almost nothing. If you buy these candles, come from IKEA, by the way, the best place to get them I know of anywhere. The number 6 on the list, and doesn't require you to do anything but turn it on. This is a colorless heat lamp. It's at 100 watts. It's very, very hot right there, and if you touch it here and hold your hand there very long, it will burn you. That's the reason I painted it red, which I've mentioned before. But this alone will do a pretty good job of keeping things above freezing. What I'm trying to do in here at night is keep it from freezing. 40 degrees is what we're shooting for. So anyhow, that's the number 6, and that costs a little bit of money. It's 100 watts, so you can do the math. It's like running a 100-watt light bulb. So that's the tips, and I want to give you a tip of the day. And my tip of the day, it just came to me as I came in here, that you need excuse me, what they call IPM, Integrated Pest Management, in your facility, however small it is. In other words, you have pests in here all year round. I noticed some aphids that I just sprayed for. I'm using neem oil and Castile soap. I use various different things, but the point to the tip of the day is, if you spray in the wintertime, even where you don't see bugs, you will get rid of about 90% of your bugs. If you don't do that, they're going to build up and they're going to be in there waiting for you to pounce on you in the springtime. So spray, at least every other week in the wintertime, even if you don't see them. That's all I have for now. I will see you in the next video.